Yo guys, what's going on? It's Dueling Unlocked, and we just hit mid-January. There's been a few more tournaments going on, so it is time to do an updated tier list, guys. So this was my tier list at the beginning of January. It's okay, not like insane, but like there's definitely some things I want to change after seeing a lot of tournament results, and you guys will see that here. So we're gonna go and get into it. Let's go and get into it here. So right here at the top. These are tournament. I'm gonna have the tiers. Tier 0, obviously, best deck. Nothing is gonna compete with it. Number 1 deck. We'll get to that in a second. There's tier 1. I don't think there's a tier 2 deck, so there is no tier 2. And then we go to tier 3. Tourney viable decks are decks that I think that can do well in tourneys. That won't be represented too much, but like for the people that know the decks, but definitely have chances to get tops and things like that. High Rogue, of course, is going to be decks that are like pretty easy to come up with. Probably won't do too well in tourneys, maybe like a top 32, top 16 here or there. And then Cog is just like the rest of the decks. I mean, you can Cog with any of these decks, to be honest. So there you go. So without further ado, I mean, yeah, this goes in there. Let's go and get into the decks that we have here. So as you guys can see, I don't think there's a tier 2 deck, but tier 3, I almost like don't even know if I put I almost don't even want to put Dragonmaid tier 3. I know that sounds crazy, but like I don't know if it's like, I mean, it's pretty strong, but like I don't really know if it competes as well with like the other decks. Like let's take a look at Dragonmaids. How well has Dragonmaid's been doing? It's a pretty good deck. We'll go back here, top deck speed, and then we go to tournaments. Like Dragonmaid, I think it just has like a lot of representation. And then like since I guess it came second place here, but the structure deck dropped the 12th, and they haven't done anything since then. It's the 15th today, so. Maybe I'll put him in bottom of tier 3 for now. This one definitely I can see going down here. Let me know if you guys think that Dragonmaids are tier 3. I think they're just gonna struggle too much with all the other decks, to be honest. Maybe they have like a decent bird matchup and that could like put them into tier 3, but we'll go and get into that. I think Ghostricks are solidly in tier 3 status. I think the one thing that hurts Ghostricks the most is that there's like no, or the needle ceilings limit 3, which I feel like, I don't know, this might be a hot take. Needle ceiling should have been not hit to limit 3. The meta would be actually, would the meta be better if needle ceiling wasn't to limit 3? Ghostricks would be in the meta. That's or be higher in the meta for sure. They could contend with all the boards, like the hero boards and all that. But then all the other decks can use Needle Ceiling as well. Even like some decks are still using Needle Ceiling without the limit as the limit 3 card. So you know, take that as you will. I think Sky Strikers are probably like in tournament viable. I don't think they're quite tier 3 status. We can take a look here in the at Sky Strikers real quick. So top deck speed, tournaments. I feel like they're probably doing decent, but I don't know if they're like quite there. I mean, Engage is gonna be like in a lot of decks in general, like the engines and stuff. Wait, no, I want tournaments, please. Yes. So where is Striker? Striker's at like 9. I mean, he got a first place, a second place. It's still pretty good. It's Sunday Seal. How many people were in this tournament? I guess White Princess is a way to deal with things. Oh, I guess I could take a look real quick. Sunday Seal had a tournament, 23 players. Also came in second place in Quantum Dailies. And then a few top 16s. Alright, you know what? I'll convince. I can put Striker up to tier 3. It's basically like around this power level. Now we go into. We have 2 versions of Shaddolls. I think these are going to be at the top. Like, if there's one deck I could put up to tier 2, it would probably be Shaddolls. But I think pretty much the same power level for Shaddolls here. Definitely at the top of tier 3. And then, like, they would be the one deck, like, if I had to choose one to go to tier 2, it would be that one. So, we go and go to tournaments. I wish there was, like, a way to, like, sort this a little bit better. There probably is, but... Top deck speed, tournaments, and then we go and take a look at Shaddolls here. You can see they're doing pretty well. A few top 4 first, second place here as well. Top 8 in the Grand Prix is pretty big. And a lot of these versions are, like, some of them are invoked, some of them are regular. Like, I don't know which version's the better one. The invoked one's definitely the more pay-to-win version. So, I think they're almost, like, they're just a little different, but they're about equal power level. And then we get to Star Seraph. I think Star Seraph is probably right around here. Right around, like, with Ghostricks and Strikers. If I go back a tad here... And we just go to tournaments again. Let's take a look at Star Seraphs. Like you can see, it's doing pretty well. Top 4, second place, top 4, top 8. But that's only none of the, like. It's good. It's good. Tier 3 worthy. So the potential, like I might consider like moving these two, like Strikers and Dragonmaids are like the bottom tier 3, and then Shaddoll's the top, and then Seraph and Ghostricks are the middle of tier 3. But I don't quite think Shaddoll's tier 2 worthy, because I think there's just too big of a gap between tier 1 and tier 2. I mean, it's between the decks at the top, to be honest. Like, we're gonna go in, Lyrilusc definitely, in my opinion, is tier 1. Like, the representation they get, and the amount of tournament tops they get, like, it's insane. Like, I think they're in a really good spot this meta. We'll go to tournaments. Like, they seem to have some pretty nice answers to the meta. And, like, of course, they're both super annoying, in my opinion, as well. So I don't like the deck being on the top, but, you know, it is what it is. Tournaments. And then we go to Lyrilusc here. Yeah, right here. I think this is definitely, like, you can see first place, second place, first place, second place, top 4. And then, like, I believe they came in second place in the Grand Prix as well. Like, this deck, like, is just, I mean, it's just a lot of the same players, but the deck is still insane. Like, let's take a look at a deck list here. Pretty much, like, they're all running the same decks, but there you go. Another deck I think is in the tier 1 status is Predaplant. And Predaplant is going to be pretty much in the same spot as Birds. A little bit of a different type of deck, but, you know, it's just, like, still insane, right? Like, the amount of advantage you get with this is crazy. Like, we'll go to tournaments here, Predaplant, top 4, first, top 8. Like, I mean, of course, it's like 6th to the 14th, but they just came in first again in the Grand Prix. That's back-to-back weeks of Predaplants getting first place in the Grand Prix as well, so this deck is insane. I think it's tier 1 worthy, in my opinion. Now we get into this. A lot of people were saying this deck might be tier 0. And I don't believe so, guys. It's not tier 0, in my opinion. Like, they've had plenty of chances to do well in tournaments, but they haven't, like, exactly performed insanely well. Like, they're performing well, but I think, like, the main thing, like, they're always running into trouble in, like, the top cut. Let's go to, like, right here, we can take a look at tournaments, and there's just so much representation for heroes. It's like the number 1 deck, because it's super cheap, everyone's running it. So I think that's, like, making people think it might be a little bit better than it is. But I think it's still, like, insane. Like, all these decks at the top probably deserve a nerf. Like, I think all these decks deserve a nerf, to be honest. But, you know, we'll see. I think the heroes might get a little bit of a first hit, and then Lyrilusc and Predaplant are definitely, after this KC Cup, gonna go crazy. But There's a lot of stuff. I do want to show you guys heroes right here. So if we go to tournaments, you can see 38. And that's 15 more than second place. So like you can see there's some first places here as well, top fours, second place, and then like that's just this week. So like I definitely think it's first place. But I think it's just the other decks. There's not as many people playing it because it's a little bit more expensive. And heroes are a little bit easier to play than those decks as well. So I think I would put it... I think this is what I would have my tier list as. And, like, you could honestly go anyway. Like, Predaplant, Lyrilusc, Heroes. These are just going to be the decks that work the format. Then, like, Shaddolls can potentially compete. Stars have Ghostrick, Strikers, and Dragonmaids can maybe do something. And yeah, well, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think, would you guys change anything? I believe, if I'm looking back at the comments here, this guy was right. There was a gap between Hero and Predaplant. Seraph can compete due to... Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. So yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.